welcome to my channel. And basically I've been to a very exciting place that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm actually in the middle of getting ready because I'm going out, so I just thought I'll come and have a quick chit chat with you guys. I've noticed my new subscribers. I just want to say thank you for coming on this journey with me. I appreciate it. Thank you. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do click the and be notified. So thank you so much for everybody who has subscribed and watches my videos. So where did I go? Oh my gosh, I went to the most amazing place, and I'm going to tell you a story about this vacation. And because I have a few people who want to know how I managed to get this really good deal, like really good. I was pretty much, I think I just came back from Ghana, and I was pretty much just looking for something somewhere different. I wanted to do kind of like Europe. And usually when I go to Europe, like I've been to Italy, and I had friends that I stayed with, so I only needed to get a flight, and I didn't have to worry about like my food, my accommodation. I didn't have to worry about a lot of stuff. I just got a flight and then I went. But this was the first time I actually decided to do like a packaged kind of like deal, where you have to buy your hotel, your flight, your food, your excursions and stuff like that. So it was a little bit I was just talking to a friend of mine, and she travels a lot, so I was just asking her, like, how she manages to book all these holidays and where she goes to find good deals and stuff like that. So she told me this, just go online and just browse. And that's exactly what I did. In all honesty, I was kind of like 50-50 whether I wanted to go somewhere this year or not, or, but I was looking, and it wasn't like I saw it, I booked it, and that was it. Like I was searching. Even if I see something that I think, oh, okay, that looks good, I still keep looking. So anywho, long story short, I found a really nice hotel and the resort. Like the country, I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about it, and I basically just kept looking around and browsing, and the hotel kind of caught my eye because it was such a beautiful view, and I just thought, let me just put that in my favorites. So I kept looking at other places, and then I kept coming back to that one. So they happened to be doing a pretty good deal. Like I looked at it and I thought, oh, wow, like, you know what, this is a really good deal. Like there was food included, there was excursions. Usually you have to pay for all these extras on top of your flight. And I called them up and I was like, yeah, I'm interested, and I was pretty cheeky to even ask for I asked for an extra kind of discount, which was a bit cheeky, but yeah, I got it. I'll be pretty stupid to not take this deal. Like I put the deposit down, I paid for the ticket, and then yeah, and then after that I didn't regret it at all. There was no regret, nothing like that. The place was just, it looked amazing, and I was praying for it to be amazing when I get there. So I basically, because I didn't know a lot of the place, I just knew it was Spanish, it was an island somewhere. So I started doing a little bit of research, and the more I read about the place, the more like I fell in love with the place, you know. I fell in love with the place. So I was pretty excited to go. From the airport, it took about 4.5 hours to get there, and check-in was speedy. Check-in, they do everything for you. Check-in was amazing. Like, you get like luggage included. You don't have to pay extra for luggage. It's all included, you know, which was pretty good, because usually all the airlines you have to add and pay for luggages, but this came included, and the check-in was smooth. Okay. And we got to the destination, and oh my gosh, I have never experienced a speedy checkout. Like, usually I travel international, so there's a lot of hassle, there's a lot of ID checks, there's a lot of passport control, there's a lot of, you know, the deal, there's a lot of shenanigans. So I was expecting something like that. Even though it was Europe, I still expected like passport control and stuff like that. But as soon as we step off the plane, you pretty much just get your luggage and walk out. You just get your luggage and walk out. That was completely different to me, you know. I wasn't expecting that. And then there was once you come off the airport, there was like a coach transfer, where there's like coaches waiting for you to take you to your destination, like to your hotel. So it was a pretty good deal. Like, you don't have to do anything really. And the coach ride was about 40 minutes to my hotel, and the view, OMG, the view was amazing. Where do I start? So let's just get straight to it. So where did I go? I went to a place called Gran Canaria. I probably didn't say that right, but you know what I mean. Gran Canaria. And I thought it was in Spain, but it's an island on the Atlantic Ocean. Gran Canaria is the third largest island in the Atlantic Ocean, and we all know the Atlantic Ocean is by the coast of Africa. Surprisingly, it was only about 80 miles from Gran Canaria to Africa, and I was so tempted to get on a boat and just go and say hi to, like, you know, my peeps and my family, and my like, hi, what are you doing, you know, here. Yeah, very tempted, because it wasn't that far from Africa at all. From Ghana, it wasn't that far. But surprisingly for me, I found that it was further away from Europe. I don't get that. So as I said, it's the third largest island located on the Atlantic Ocean. Politically, it's part of Spain, but it's closer to Africa, but further away from Europe, if that makes sense. I can never say that right. Fuerteventura is close by, and Tenerife is, you know, they're close, they're like neighbors. Like roads circling around the island and extending into mountain areas, beautiful coastline, and spectacular beaches. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. So the island is basically like mountains, the coast, like the beach. Yeah, it's beautiful. Like, my videos are probably not gonna do that place justice, but it was just such a beautiful. Just some facts about the place. 96% of people are Roman Catholics. There's no trains on the island, so you travel by coaches, buses, or taxi. You know, there's also boat taxis as well. which is kind of dope. Like you get to see the island a little bit. Gran Canaria, I would say, is best for like hikers, just because of the mountains and the valleys, and there's a lot of climbing to do. There's caves, yeah, it's, and for people who want to cycle as well, it's good for cycling as well, because you know, it's a good workout. If you're into rock climbing, that's another good place to go and do that. There's so many beautiful beaches, walking distance. You can just walk to the next beach, to the next beach. It isn't that, they're pretty close together. There's water sports, so anybody who is, an enthusiast who loves sports and jet skiing and things like that, this is for you. There's is it gliding? This gliding down at the back of the boat. I don't know how you call it. When my cousin went to Dubai, she did that, and she said it was amazing. She sent a video teasing everybody. It looked good, but I personally I wasn't able to go on it, just because, sorry guys, I have to go on with somebody, but if I was to go on alone, I just can't. My phobias, you want to start talking about phobias, I'll tell you. They have like safaris where you can ride on the camel, like, like fishing. You can do deep sea fishing, you can do sailing, you can do snorkeling. Did I say that right? I don't know. But you can do snorkeling as well. There's a heavy influence from Africa and Latin America. Especially in the cuisine area, like when it comes to food, there's a mixture and variety of different, sure, there's a lot of culture there. There was a mixture of people. There was a lot of tourists from different places. The airport is called Las Palmas. That's the only airport they have on the island. And Las Palmas is the capital of Gran Canaria. Airport actually opened in 1930. Yeah, it's the only airport on the island, as I said, and it has 2 terminals. Gran Canaria, for example, it has some beautiful cathedrals. Like there's a 15th century cathedral that I actually saw, that I didn't get the chance to go to. And then the architectural kind of like buildings and monumental buildings that they had. It was just such a beautiful place. So I have to tell you guys, one of the reasons why I decided to just go for it was to face a couple of my fears. I have serious fears, like phobias, and I'm going to share 2 of them with you, because I want to. So I don't like heights. I don't know how many people don't like heights, but when it comes to roller coasters and things like that, I went on one roller coaster in Canada, Wonderland, and oh my gosh, my nephew kind of teased me and said, you know what, this is nothing, it's just on the ground, you just go around and it does nothing to you, this is easy peasy, you know what. So I believed him. I got on the roller coaster. Actually I actually didn't know it was a roller coaster. He just said it was just like, for babies. Yeah, so I thought, yeah, I could do that. I got on this thing that almost killed me. Like, it was a roller coaster, up and down, and poof, poof, poof. Like, my hair almost came off. It was that crazy. I came off, I was puking everywhere. It was just the worst experience. I do not do that kind of adrenaline. Like, it just wasn't for me. It was really Debbie, no, I just couldn't do it. So I have issues with heights, and that was one of my issues, to be honest. I knew there would be mountains and stuff before I went, but I didn't expect it to be. I'm coming. I'll tell you what happened. I didn't expect it to be like that. It was beautiful being on top of the mountain. Oh my gosh, the view, the scenery, the coast overlooking everything. It was beautiful. But my stomach, my intestines, my everything was disagreeing with that. Okay. So one day I decided to go out for the day and I decided to get the bus. And these buses, I didn't realize that they go around. The way it kind of works, the buses kind of drive along the coast, but then they go higher up, higher up, higher up onto the mountain before they can get to different places that you want to go to. So I was basically trying to travel to a different, you know, town, different beach that was a little bit far away, 30 minutes drive, I think it was. And I was sitting by the window trying to get a view. Did I get a view? Oh, yes, I got a view, but my stomach and my whole body got something else, right? The view was amazing. Like, I loved what I was looking at, but the higher up we went, the more my stomach was churning. Like, I just couldn't handle the height. I was recording the view at the same time with my eyes closed, recording, closed, recording, making like very silly noises. I was unaware of noises I was making. And I saw people open my eyes and I saw people like looking and laughing at me. And I kept, apparently I was making noises like, oh, oh no, oh. Oh my God. It was so, oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. My heart was like in my stomach. I just couldn't, my, it was hard. It was very strange. It's like I was enjoying it, but at the same time I was like, it was a very weird experience. But I was glad I did it. You know, I was glad I did it. The only thing the thing that made it worse was the drivers. I don't know what they take, and I don't know what makes them think that driving very fast along the coast was cool. Why was that cool? Like, you know, I mean, the road was very, very close to the edge anyway, you know, but then you have the drivers who were driving very speedily, like even around the bend. And every time they do that, I get this sweaty patches. Like, I start freaking out because I'm thinking, slow down, slow down, slow down. And I'm pressing, it's hilarious. And I'm pressing my feet on the floor as if I am actually doing the brake. I'm braking the. Oh my gosh, it was an experience that I'll never forget. I'll definitely go back. It was beautiful. But it's just the drivers. It wasn't just one, it wasn't just two, it was almost the buses that I sat in. I knew what to expect after the first one, because it's like I just don't get it. I felt like the driving was they were driving like lunatic, you know, like I don't know whether they were just high with adrenaline or they were high on something, but the driving is insane on a big bus. Like, it was insane. And that made my phobia a little bit more like. So this video is basically I'm just going to show you a few bits around the island, and then in the next upcoming videos I'm going to show you specific things that I did, places that I went to. You don't want to miss this. I'm telling you, you guys don't want to miss places that I went to. I promise you're gonna love it. So in this video, I'm just gonna show you some bits at the end, some of the mountains, some of the roads, some of the beaches, just so you can have a look at, you know, have an overall idea of what I'm talking about. One thing I have to mention before I go is just that I know there's rudeness everywhere. Like every country has its rude people, but I found some really, really rude people when I went. Some of them are possibly tourists, some of them were possibly visitors, some of them probably just, you know, people from there. But the rudeness was insane. You don't, it was just unbelievable. It's stuff like people pushing in queues to see you standing there waiting to, you know, you know, to go on something. There's clearly a queue there. They'll come and jump in front of you. Like, why? The first time, you know me, you know me, some of you know me. I mean, I just looked at the person and, you know, I thought, nah, I'm gonna have to say something. You know, the first time I didn't say anything. The second time it was somebody else, but I had to say something. I looked at the person when they stepped in front of me and I said, excuse me, I am not just standing here for, you know, trying to look pretty. I'm in a queue. Do you mind joining the back? You know, he looked a bit surprised, like, what am I talking about? You know, one thing that really, really shocked me, I just couldn't believe it. Something that really, really shocked me. I took the bus to go somewhere and pretty much I got lost. It was about 40 minutes drive away from my hotel. I got lost and this I kept asking a few people. Sometimes I have to study you for a bit. Like if I'm walking past you, I have to study you for a bit to see if you're approachable for me to ask, because some people don't like giving directions. I asked a few people. They were like, you know, you go here, you go here. Some people were pretty nice, you know, and I kept getting lost. So I saw this old, like really old couple, and I just pretty much just said, excuse me, you know, hola. You know, hola is all I know. Hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Comes? Okay, let's not do that. I said, hola, you know, this is a picture of the, because I was trying to get to a cathedral, and I was just getting lost. So I just showed the picture to this couple, see if they recognize it. The lady, they both stopped. The lady stopped to have a look at the picture and she was about to direct me. And then the husband just pulled her away and said, I don't know what she said, but and walked away. And I was like, really? For real? I stood there for, I don't know how many minutes, felt like 10 minutes anyway, staring at them as they walk away. And I thought, that is just disgusting, you know. Anyway, that didn't stop me asking for directions. I kept walking down and then I saw this guy on the bike and I said, hola. And I was trying to speak Spanish. And then he said, I'm not from here, mate. I'm not from here, mate. That was pretty funny. He was from Scotland, I think, something. So he didn't know. It was funny the way he said it, but yeah. And then I found another young couple. I thought, should I ask them or should I not? They were tourists actually, so I stopped and I said, do you mind telling me, have you seen this place, or do you mind showing me where it is? And this guy was so cool. Like, he stopped and he looked at the place and then he asked me if I have an address, which he took and he kind of typed in Google. Why I didn't do that, I don't know. He typed it in Google and basically directed me, told me that's where it was, and I found the place. So it just goes to show that there are some really nice people out there, and some people are just disgusting, you know. But yeah, so overall, I had a beautiful, beautiful time in Gran Canaria. I went to Puerto Rico. That was where I stayed. The hotel is beautiful. You're gonna see a video of inside and outside of the hotel. It's amazing, and for what I paid for that place, I'm gonna be showing you the video I did. I went to whale watching. I went to Aqualand, like theme parks. I went to quite a few places. I'm going to be sharing that with you guys. But overall, it was such a beautiful, beautiful place, and I'll definitely go back again with no hesitation, because the view and the beaches and the weather, like there wasn't any rain or anything like that. So overall, it was just a beautiful place to go. So yeah, so you guys keep watching my videos, keep looking out. If you haven't subscribed, once again, please remember to do so, and just click on the bell to be notified when I release or upload a new video, and then you'll be able to check out all these places. If you have any questions, please let me know. And once again, I want to thank people who have subscribed. I want to thank people who dropped by to watch my video, and I just want to thank you all for giving me the, you know, to share with you guys. A few people have requested a few Q&As. If you have a question you want me to answer, if you want me to do a Q&A video, just let me know. One of the popular questions that people ask me is, why did I decide to start YouTube? Being the kind of person I am, I'm a very, very private person. I don't like to be, you know, I keep things personal, like private. So for me to step out and do YouTube, being a very shy person that I am as well, I think it surprised a lot of people. So I will be doing a Q&A sometime in the future, but if you have any questions, just let me know. And I just want to thank you guys once again for being on here. So stay blessed and enjoy the video, and see you soon. Mwah.